god, that was so funny. There was a farmer there and he was with Chris and he was talking about Lara. I couldn't understand his accent. I thought he said big, he was saying fit, and I couldn't tell the difference between the word. Maybe it's because it's a really strong wind. I'm really scared because Chris just said it's going to be 30 mile an hour. I don't know if it's mile or kilometre an hour in about an hour. Oh shit, I'll be honest, I have been out in gale force with her many times, but normally when the sun's out a little, and not when she's coming back into work, but when she's already fully in it, then it hasn't been a problem at all. This barbed wire here, I'm going to trot her out a lot more today so that we can get whatever out of her system. No. Slow down. Thank you. Thank you. you. Slow down. I'm not going on that beach. Maybe it's the last thing I do. Anyway, the tide's all the way in, so it's not a good idea. I don't even know if this is filming still. Oh guys, Lara was on one. I tell you, I don't mind when she's on one in the summer. I can laugh it off. I mean, if you watch 1 or 2 of my vlogs, I've sort of laughed it off in the summer and in a warm autumn. But when she's on one during winter, I'm not joking guys, it's not a joke. I can't laugh it off. I mean, I try not to let my nerves transfer to her, but I just feel physically sick. And I think when you feel physically sick, you just can't film. You need some air of bravado to film. So I thought, if I film, am I kind of asking for, look, she's seeing grass now. I thought, if I film, am I like asking for something to happen? So, plus I felt sick. So I just switched it on. I just had to really, I think, put my brave pants on. I'm not brave. I used to show jump, and I know lots of people that say they've been cross country, but they find the show jumping more frightening. So it's not that, it's just, I think, you know what, I don't think a lot of it has to do with the horse. I think a lot of it has to do with the environment. So, anyway, I'm a little bit relaxed. So she's chilled out now, not the way that I So I do take Lara on stones, to be quite honest. Well, firstly, she hasn't got back shoes, so those have been toughened up with years. Anyway, but no, it keeps her tough. Keeps the frog tough. She'll only hurt herself if she's leaping about on it. but otherwise if it helps slow her down, do you know what, that's only a good thing. I wouldn't take her on rocks and boulders. There's this group I belong to, off-road hacking. They're such a fantastic group. They make so many suggestions. And there were these one suggestions, and some of these ladies, they're really happy hackers. Like, they've never competed or nothing. But my God, you should see some of the routes that they go on. I actually turned back. I said, I'm not doing this route. This, like, no way. I mean, we are talking Montana, Rocky Hill. There were so many rocks, and I actually thought, I've got the route wrong. I thought there's no way on earth that they're expecting people to hack through this, but no, they do. And I said, I can't take her through that. I can't. So some of the routes didn't suit me because they were happy. I mean, we're talking, there's a few shingles and a few stones and the odd rocks here, but those were like big jagged rocks about this size. So I had to say no to those routes. I mean, I dismounted. I think some people do it mounted, and I still didn't want to take her through. But no, a few stones and things, there's no problem. Not massive, sheer, jagged edge rocks. No, she's chilled now. So this is one of the bridleways. I see people bring young horses here, ride and lead for people that don't want to go on it. So I'm bringing her. Bringing Lara down here. That boy was so nice. He switched it off. So I don't normally bring her down here, but it's just to tire her out a bit. Often because I'm having to use a bit of leg. Lara's not a horse that you need to use leg at all. In fact, you just think it and she does it. So maybe I should think, please no, and then she won't. No, this will just tire her out a bit. So this is a different, it's an actual which I often choose not to do because she's not nappy or wanting to turn around, and the movement is like really quite challenging things on it. But some people like to do it, and it's a different route to the beach. I like to do it if I'm with somebody else, but no, this is good. Warmth really helps. I didn't think I was going to film today because I thought if I can't get her chilled out, I'm not going to film. But she is. On her toes, but chilled toes. Chill on her toes. Again, going over stones and shingles. We don't choose a sharp one and go slow. We just sort of reduce the standard. So it's really, really good for them. I mean, I can't speak for
for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
Thank you. I wasn't sure which way you wanted to go. Yeah. Oh. Did you want to go on the beach?
No, I can't. It's hard to...
Yeah, exactly. So I've had a fall, so I just wanted to get her back in so that there was no more damage to her. But straight after I spoke to those riders, I turned, and I shouldn't have. So my whole body was turned and I was facing them, speaking to them. I should have completely ignored them. I made the... Up until then, I was conscious to not get her on grass, and she just, unconscious without me knowing, walked onto a grass strip. It's my fault, I taught her this. So she sees a grass strip and yippity-doo-dah, and so she leapt up into the air about a metre, and bonked, and the reins were slack, so I fell onto her neck, which I've never done before. Having GoPro didn't work, she was just gone. And when I came off her, so I just came off, her hind legs smashed onto my helmet there. Thank God for helmets. So when I came off, there was a woman with a baby and a pram, and she came running over, and she thought it was her baby at her pram, and I told her no, it was the other horses, and I wasn't paying attention. It was basically, I told her that it wasn't that. So it's not broken. This went flying, so this went flying and luckily landed on the grass, but there's no damage. That is not broken, that just gets put back on. So that's what happened, because I saw, and she picked it up for me, and I told her to just focus on her baby. I was in shock. Her actual words were, God, that looked really, really scary. And I told her the only damage is basically to my right butt cheek. I said that's the only place. I told her, I said her hooves landed on my head and they hit the helmet, and that's what I just said to her, and then I just told her to just go about her way. She wanted to know how far I was going, and I said I'm going to get back on, so I waited a while to get back on. So this is about the only fall that didn't take all of a second, because normally that's how long a fall takes. It was quite a long time, went on for about 10 seconds is a long time. So the only thought I remember having was, when's this going to end? When is this going to end? And the thought before that was, I can't see anything. So back in the day, before I started show jumping, I never ever wore peaks. The plan was to event, I always wore a skull cap, and I'm thinking to myself, if I'd had a skull cap on that Thursday, it wouldn't have covered my eyes. Okay, so the lady was convinced that it was her pram, and she had a baby attached to her chest, and so Lara's reaction to a pram would be completely different. It would be nothing like that. It would be head up like a giraffe, eyes bulging out on stalks, stood still, just glaring. So I explained to her, no, it's nothing to do with your pram, it was those horses, and she was doing what I taught her to do, grass veg. Mum does her thing, goes into 2-point seat. So I'm normally stood up during all her enthusiasm, but I wasn't, because I'm normally ready for it, and I wasn't. I was on her neck, and I'd stayed on for the first leap, and when Lara sees grass, if I'd kept her on the tarmac, none of this would have happened, and she knows that she can't do that on tarmac. When she sees grass, and she's done this from the start, she can leap. She does a fly buck. It's not a buck where they're trying to get you off, it's a leap of joy, like about a metre. And in the beginning she used to do it all the time. She does it a lot less now. So I wasn't ready. I was on her neck. Fine, it would have ended, I could have ended it, I could have brought her around to a one rein stop, but my eyes, I couldn't see a thing. That bloody peak was there. And then she leapt again, and that's when I came off. And maybe it's wishful thinking, all I know is I landed directly under her legs. She leapt over, Now her back legs solidly hit my helmet. Now all I can say is that her legs are in the air. She got to do something with them. Is it wishful thinking that she did that to stop herself completely, fully, 100% landing on me? Then next thing I knew, she just stopped about a yard to the side. That's it. She just stopped and got up, dusted myself off, and the woman said, "That's like the scariest thing I've ever seen." And I said, "I can't believe it. I said she kicked my head, but I had the helmet on, and she asked me if I needed help, and I said, just see to your baby." And I got Lara, just took her before she broke her rein, stepped on them.